Hey everyone, Dr. Anna Kebecka here. Great to be with you. We're going to do some live Q&A, and inspiration. So I want to share with you some comments and questions too that we've been getting in, as well as testimonials. I know that we had a lot of great feedback with our lives this week. So I would love for you guys to share what you have loved and what you have learned, as well as share your inspiration. One thing I think is so powerful is how each and, especially in Keto-Green community, in Magic Menopause community, we see the inspiration and support. And you guys, I have been on podcast all week. I think I recorded 20 podcasts this week, and celebration Keto-Green 16's coming out. And I'll put some links here too for you guys as we're getting on. And today, again, questions and answers. Do you guys know anyone who could have a question about whether it's keto, whether it's hormones, whether it's, anything else that's on your mind, right? No such thing as TMI. You can ask me anything. But at dranna.com/keto-green, you can grab hold of your copy, pre-order your copy, and then go to this dranna.com Keto-Green page and get your book bonuses. So much fun. We just had the chocolate pudding recipe, the Keto-Green chocolate pudding recipe. That is my favorite. It is absolutely my favorite. So excited again for you guys to be here. And let's go ahead and get started. I am, hi, Emily. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Mimi. Hey, Debbie. Great. I'm glad to see you guys have asked some questions. And Mimi loves Mighty Maca, stops my cravings, and keeps me calm. So we'll go ahead. Again, this is live Q&A. You can ask me anything. Debbie said, have you had experience using your Mighty Maca for people with autoimmune conditions? Debbie, I've used Mighty Maca in my practice since 2010. As I created it, I used it for myself 2010, officially 2010, under studies 2009 and 2008. But really what I've seen is in my Hashimoto's clients, in my autoimmune clients, MS, celiac clients that, especially, right? And infertility clients for unexplained infertility definitely have had great success. In fact, I was on an infertility podcast today, just even sharing my story when I was told and failed several rounds of infertility treatments with no ovarian response, and that how I 100% believe that the ingredients in Mighty Maca Plus really, really helped me. So, yeah, perfect. Good stuff. Let's see here. And so share with me some of your questions. Edie's here. She says, love to you. Thank you, Edie. Edie, I share your story. Edie has been, I'm going to share your story, Edie. You said I could. So Edie has been sharing, had shared with me. We had a consultation and was telling me that at the start of COVID, she was having trouble getting alkaline, and then had a virtual birthday party with her 2-year-old grandbaby, and she immediately became alkaline. And that is the power of oxytocin. That is the power of oxytocin, the most alkalinizing hormone in our body. And I think a lot of people don't really understand what oxytocin is and how powerful it is. So I'll take a minute to go over that. Then I'm going to address some questions. Hey, Steve, nice to see you. Says, hi, Dr. Anna, you're rocking it. Thank you, Steve, out there in California. I hope everything's going well. Let's share a little bit about oxytocin. Oxytocin is, I call it the crowning hormone. From my book, The Hormone Fix, I'll just show that to you because I have them here. Like I said, I've been on a lot of podcasts. So my first book, The Hormone Fix, that came out last February 26, on my daddy's birthday. And this one, Keto-Green 16, is coming out on Cinco de Mayo. Oxytocin building strategies is part of the Keto-Green way. It is part of the Keto-Green way. Oxytocin, the hormone of love, bonding, and connection, a powerful hormone that really does support our, supports our mood, helps us manage cortisol, gives us that, it is, I call it the peace, love, and granola hormone, right? Just that feel good hormone. Hold on one second here. I see I see Sahar is on and trying to pop in, but I cannot see her. Let's see. Uh, says devices are not connected, Sahar. So if you guys did not meet Sahar Sweetan yesterday, I definitely encourage you to go ahead and listen to that talk that we did yesterday, because we hit on stress, hormones, immunity, and really what we can do, plus cutting edge, right? The cutting edge stuff that we bring to you. And I'm so glad to do this. Oh, Edie wrote in here, it's the love thing. Yes, oxytocin is the love thing for sure. And speaking about the love thing, today we did virtual field day. We had a field day with my 12-year-old. So she organized a very interesting obstacle course. I had to jump into this little small building we have in the back, that a little playhouse. I actually had to jump in. I needed help. so, but it was so much fun. That was an oxytocin moment. What brings you laughter? What brings you joy? What brings you pleasure? These are things that increase oxytocin. And when oxytocin goes up, we manage cortisol. Cortisol goes down. When cortisol goes up, like in times of stress, fear, concern, anxiety, oxytocin goes down. And when cortisol is up for a long time, our paraventricular nucleus in our brain suppresses cortisol, and both cortisol and oxytocin are low at the same time. What does that look like? It looks like relationship difficulties. It looks like fighting. It looks like anxiety. It looks like isolation and depression. It looks like all of these things that really affect us. Now, what do we know from research? When we have connection, good community, supportive community, kindness. Now, y'all, I received a message today from a user on Facebook that's like, that was not very nice. I was like, well, what, I don't understand. Like, how can someone be not nice or irritable, or just to be irritable with no substance about the issue? And it's kind of very frustrating. And I am glad that you guys are here listening, and you guys want to be here. Like, no one has to be here if they don't want to be here, but that you guys are wanting to be here and are supporting each other. You guys are the leaders, because there are people that are hurting out there. And that makes me sad. It certainly does. There are people that are hurting out there, that are angry and irritated and, just miserable. And God bless them, honestly, because that is our power, our capability to shift that. We are a amazing body. We have an amazing body, an amazing brain, amazing capacity to shift that physiology, to make oxytocin the, empress of our hormonal cascade, so to speak, and to manage our stress. I always say, and I know this is really important. Resentment is lack of self-care. And guys, write that down right now. Someone put it in the chat box for me. But resentment is lack of self-care. This is so true. You get that, right? Resentment is lack of self-care. We have to take care of ourselves. And if we are agitated, if we are reactive, if we are irritable, that's often a point of lack of self-care. I know it happens to me too. And that's a big check, right? A big kick in the pants kind of check. Like, why am I acting this way? Why am I irritable? What's going on? And I know, okay, well, I didn't get my devotion time. I didn't get out in nature. I didn't get my exercise time. I've not eaten all day and I'm irritable. I'm running on empty. Those are things that can definitely affect us. So let's see what you got here. Say, Steve says, ready to come to Georgia. Restaurants open. Restaurants are open. Missing restaurants, bars, bowling. Headed your way if we don't open up in California soon. That is true. Georgia is opening up. Emily, thank you for writing this in. Thank you, Emily. Resentment is lack of self-care. That is so true. That is so important to understand. If we are feeling that, then it's like, am I sleeping? Am I taking care of myself? Am I keto-green? Am I nourishing myself? Am I checking my urine pH? Is my urine pH alkaline? These little things, that's our responsibility. Don't expect anyone else to take care of you better than you're taking care of yourself. Hmm. Something to think about, right? Don't expect anyone to take care of you better than you're taking care of yourself. Yep, that includes your doctors, and it especially includes your insurance companies. It especially includes your government. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Resilient. How can I be better tomorrow than I am today? Well, let's talk about this. Catherine says, hello. She's Magic Menopause 7 alumni. Aw, thank you. Thanks, Catherine, for being here. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you in the next Magic Menopause. So taking a deep breath and appreciating you too, Catherine. Thanks for shouting in. Cheryl said, is it possible that some coffees are alkalinizing rather than acidic? I've been keeping a journal last couple of weeks, and on mornings I've had a blend of my Vita cup mixed with some African blend coffee, and I'm alkaline. But when I have just a leading brand coffee, I'm acidic. Well, I think, Cheryl, that is awesome detective work. So something in your African blend coffee that you're doing is good, whatever it is, however it is, and how you feel when you drink it. If you feel more nourished when you drink it, if you're taking pleasure because it tastes awesome when you drink it, those are alkalinizing components to that too. So I love that. Thank you for bringing that up. Let's see here. Mimi says, oh, wait, hold on a second, Mimi. I'm going to put my glasses on for this. These are my Defender Shield blue light blocking glasses. They're readers. So I have a separate part that I put on over it so that I can see when I'm at the computer for these long hours. And I have a darker orange one. I'll show you this too, because blue light affects our hormones. Oh, wait, let me just do this 1 second. I'll get to that in a minute, but blue light affects hormones. So we really want to fix this. Mimi said, I'm on a keto diet. I love the recipes from your website. I'm fasting every day for 18 hours and eating cleanly. I must lose 30 pounds that I put on last year. Between tension and long hours of work, I put all of that on. Now with COVID-19, staying at home and working, I have time to take care of myself. My question is, when I hit a plateau for losing weight, how should I proceed to keep losing weight? I love Mighty Maca. Mwah, thank you. It helps me with hot flashes and stops my cravings. Thank you, Mimi. This is an excellent, what do we do to break plateaus? I actually was on a interview yesterday with Dr. Daniel Pompa. He interviewed me on his Cellular Health TV. Now that interview will air in the upcoming days, but we talked about that, things we do to bust a plateau. One thing is what we do to create metabolic flexibility. So, Mimi, that is about that feasting time. When's the last time you had a feasting time, an oxytocin moment? Maybe a celebration, a celebration with friends. And so we think of those things to bust a plateau. And the other thing that sometimes we do is extended fasting. So I also interviewed Dr. Daniel Pompa on my Girlfriend Doctor podcast, and that will be released in a couple weeks, that interview. So make sure you're signed up to the Girlfriend Doctor podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple, Spotify, whatever, and definitely leave a review because we're almost at 100 reviews. I really want to get there. That's an aside, Mimi. But what we're going to do to bust a plateau, sometimes feast day, metabolic flexibility. If you've been doing 18 hours, maybe we need to shorten that up for a little bit. Maybe go to 16, go to 14 and play with that maybe go to 23, play with that metabolic flexibility. And then the other point that we discussed in my podcast is extended fasting, doing 5 days of extended fasting. And then we really get to the state that we're in autophagy and we are producing stem cells, increasing our own stem cells, which is regenerative, anti-aging. Certainly we can go to a stem cell clinic and for tens of thousands of dollars get stem cells. But we could also produce our own stem cells with extended fasting. So I am going to do, when Keto-Green 16 comes out, we're going to be running the Keto-Green 16 challenges. I am excited to do it with you guys. I can't wait. I should be getting the final copy of my book any day now with all the beautiful pictured recipes in it. But we're going to do some Keto-Green challenges and also do some extended fasting. too. So after that, so again, fasting is a muscle. We want to work up to it. In our Magic Menopause, we do 3 days Keto-Green fasting. And we just did in our Keto-Green community, I did 2 days Keto-Green and 3 days water fasting. So sometimes I just do that every quarter, to so every 3 or 4 months to, break a plateau to just keep that metabolic flexibility again, as well as feasting. So Mimi, does that sound good to you? Let's see. Got here. Okay. Mimi said, thank you, doctor. Awesome. I bought your book. I will be in the Keto-Green Challenge. Thank you, Mimi. I look forward to seeing you there. Jane says, hello, everybody. Edie said, my husband will glance over at me if I'm eating something off my usual diet and say, would Dr. Quebeca approve? Geez, hey, I approve of feasting. Maybe we'll have to get your husband on board more, but that's so sweet. He's keeping you accountable. I love that. Edie. Thank you. Jean said, feasting, then fasting helps me bust 5 pounds at a time. It does make a difference in the long run too, in short term and long term, but definitely honestly, we are designed for extended fasting. And it's really nice. That podcast that I just did with Dr. Pompa that will be on the Girlfriend podcast coming up is a really certainly a must listen to, as they all are. I have a special podcast coming out for May 5th, which is Cinco de Mayo, which is when my book hits the bookstores. So that podcast will be fun to listen to too. So just kind of reading a couple bits from it and talking about behind the scenes, some good stuff. So you guys, I will answer any question. I did receive a question in. It's a long one. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to read it out here. From email to Brittany, a member of my community wrote, I am still new at Keto-Green lifestyle with the Keto-Green lifestyle of eating. According to Dr. Anna's macro calculator, okay, with that said, let me just share with you guys, you can take the calculator to right there at that link, dranna.com keto calc. So she's talking about that macro calculator. She says that she wrote, I should get 37 grams carbs daily. When I eat veggies, which I love, my carb total always goes higher than 37 grams for the day. In other words, like 70 grams of carbs daily. And that is if I only eat carbs at one time daily and nothing else with carbs the rest of the day, which is impossible since even nuts have some carbs. I usually roast my veggies in olive oil and season with salt and pepper and garlic powder. The veggies I use are broccoli, cauliflower, onions, mushrooms, red cabbage. Can I add green peppers? Absolutely. All alkaline friendly. I will eat 2 to 3 cups of these roasted veggies for lunch or supper. I use the FitnessPal app to calculate my macros, which really helps me stay on track. I just got through the 10-day Breeze Through Menopause course and have been alkaline since day 2 or 3. Now, that's a huge accomplishment, by the way, getting alkaline that quickly, but have yet to get ketones in the urine. Are the veggies keeping me from achieving ketosis? And is there a way to eat plenty of veggies and stay low on carbs? So this is not an uncommon question because we know how important plants are. Plant-based food is for us, absolutely. So I understand often it can be frustrating, but for women, we typically need to get below 40 grams of carbs to get into ketosis. So what helps is, number one, being patient. We have to exercise that ketosis muscle, so to speak. We have to exercise, continue to try and keep working on it, but really work on that, reducing carbs and the lengthening the intermittent fasting. So maybe one day of an extended fast and and try to restrict carbs for 2-3 more days, should get into ketosis that way as well. Again, that's exercising that muscle to get you into ketosis, and then really focus on some of the lower carb greens and veggies so that you can stay more with the kale, the cauliflower, the broccoli, the greens such as beet greens, and a little goes a long way in those instances. Carol says, hello, nice to see you, Carol, from Facebook. Let's see. Um, Debbie said, everything is geared toward losing weight, but what would be the best diet for someone post-menopause who is having a hard time keeping weight on? Debbie, still following the principles of Keto-Green is really important. Now, again, you can increase your fats, increase your protein, increase your carbs, but also understanding, are you building muscle? What stage, what's the reason that you're having this trouble? But and this is where I would definitely refer you to the Hormone Fix, because we want to get into the state of ketosis for brain health and mental health. Women have 2.6 times as much risk of Alzheimer's as men. So it is really important that we increase our insulin sensitivity, get really alkaline, and nourish our body, and follow the markers in both books, The Hormone Fix and Keto-Green 16. I talk about the key markers, the key biomarkers that you should be watching to determine your health. And that's more important than any number on the scale, Debbie. So as long as you're maintaining your happy weight and your markers are optimum, that's perfect. That's a great question. Catherine said, looking for ways to eat Keto-Green with hubby while helping my college daughter with indeterminate digestion issues to gain weight. I hear you. I mean, it's, everyone, I have 4 daughters and everyone's at a different stage. So I definitely understand what you're saying here. And it can be challenging. In Keto-Green 16, I have a chapter for men that kind of can help them stay on board. If they, I definitely will have men read the Hormone Fix and do Keto-Green. So when you're with your daughter with digestive issues, it is all about healing that. And often I do keto alkaline shakes for 72 hours to heal the gut with probiotics in clients with significant digestive issues, and I'll rely on the body's intelligence to heal itself. So that can really help her, and she's in college. She can absolutely do this too. Probiotics, determining what the food sensitivities are, and getting to the underlying reasons for that, Catherine. Eva said, I've been eating keto for 2 years and learning more about the value of how to do it over 40. I'm in surgical menopause 14 years ago. My doctor wants me to wean off my HRT. Any suggestions? I ordered your Mighty Maca and Hormone Bundle. Hot flashes and very poor sleep are my struggle. I love Bioidentical. Ava May, I love your name, first of all. Thank you for writing in. I am a fan of bioidentical hormones. And that's why, often I understand there's a lot of controversy, but, standard hormone replacement therapy often contains synthetic progestins. And this is quite the challenge. Synthetic progestins can certainly have a significant negative cardiovascular profile. And so they can, do more harm than good in the long run. That's why we want to wean you, and especially off of oral estrogens. So we switch to transdermal. So for me, or transdermal or troches, that if you have no other risk factors, troches that dissolve in the mucosa between the cheek and gum, we call those, buccal, subbuccal troches. But anyway, or cream, topical cream can be beneficial. Vaginal hormones can be beneficial. And sometimes we do some injectables when we need to. A little bit goes a long way though. So it's important to look at that. And I would say with the hormone bundle, that's the Julva. So use that in the morning, clitoris to anus, keep that on the vulvar area, and the PPR cream. Let's start with that in the evenings and see how you do. There's instructions. You'll get a pamphlet too of instructions to go with the PPR cream, but using that in the evening before bedtime is very beneficial. Also, stretching before bed. Stretching, yoga, meditation can very much help you release tension in your body and get a good night's sleep, as well as lavender essential oil. I have a whole sleep protocol, and if you Google sleep on my website, you'll see that also. Of course, in the new book coming out, there is a section on improving sleep. So, Ava May, does that help? And again, I'm a fan of, bioidentical hormones. I think the oldest client that I've worked with bioidentical hormones was in their 80s as a female, 90s as a male. Yep. Okay. Let's see here. Deborah said, I've been using the PPR cream. Hi, Deborah. I've been using the PPR cream. That is the Pura Balance PPR cream, which contains progesterone, pregnenolone, and tripeptides, as well as some essential oils. And so I've been rotating sites. And in May, I'll be taking the receptor break for several days. Then I'd like to get on a new schedule. I believe I've heard you mention you could take a day off per week. I think this would work better for me. What do you recommend? Deborah, that's how it works for me. I'm telling you, I hate to take 3 to 5 days off in a row because I definitely feel the difference. So I typically will take one or 2 days off a week. And the reason is so that we take that receptor wash, that receptor break, and that is so beneficial, right? That is so beneficial. And so I want you to do that. And listen, if you go to work on Monday, take Saturday night off, right? So you take your Sunday night progesterone, get a good night's sleep, you wake up refreshed. So for some people it's taking, Friday and or Saturday night off, and play with that a little bit and see what works best for you. You're asking the right questions. Carol, I love your questions, everyone. I love your questions. I'm going to take a quick peek here and see what's happened to my dear friend Sahar. She's having technical difficulties. I did want her to join us for these hormone discussions today too. Carol wrote, hi, Dr. Anna. I have had breast cancer, ductal carcinoma in situ. Do I need to be concerned about using PPR cream and Julva? I use Mighty Maca in my morning shakes and it's helping with hot flashes, but still have hot flashes at night that wake me up. Just ordered the new book and Keto-Green shake and test strips. Your thoughts? I have not ordered PPR cream or Julva yet. Carol, this is a fabulous question. And ductal carcinoma in situ. I always want to remind us that it is not cancer. It is associated with precancerous state, but it is not cancer. So we have, and this is one of the reasons I created my products, to be able to give something to my cancer patients that was natural, clean, free of endocrine disruptors, non-toxic, and beneficial based on research. What do we know, even from the HERS study that brought such havoc in our hormone replacing world? In the HERS study, what we know is that progestins increase the risk. Estrogen alone did not. And what other studies showed that vaginal estrogen even decreased the risk of morbidity and mortality in breast cancer patients. Now, throughout my website and in my white papers, my research papers, I've brought in the research looking at DHEA vaginally as well as testosterone in women with histories of breast cancer. No increased risk, but an increase in quality of life, sense of satisfaction, and appreciation of relationships, as well as health. So these are really good reasons. Now, with anyone with any history, this is where I want you to definitely have good, honest conversation with your physician. So to clarify and take all that into consideration and make the best decision for yourself. We want to definitely optimize becoming as insulin sensitive as possible. I write about this as well. And this is why it's great to give the hormone fix to your doctor and Keto-Green 16 to your doctor. But I write about this. And one thing that we know is with what reduces our risk of recurrent breast cancer. Again, you had DCIS, not breast cancer, but what reduces our risk if we did have cancer, what would reduce our risk? Getting Keto-Green. The more insulin sensitive we get, the better we do. Now, a research paper published in JAMA, we're at the top of the hour, so I'm going to take a couple more questions and then we'll wrap. But a research paper published in the Journal of the American Medical Association in 2016 showed that women who fasted at least 13 hours between dinner the night before and breakfast had a significantly reduced risk of recurrent breast cancer. Not only that, their hemoglobin A1Cs were significantly lower. So look, in my books, I write about the key panels, the key numbers you want to watch and ask your physician, because how do we reduce our risk? Decrease inflammation, balance our hormones. what do I use in clients way back in 1999? And a client, exactly 63-year-old with DCIS, came into, to me complaining about her no sex drive, terrible vaginal dryness, and just at wit's end. And so this is where I started investigating testosterone and DHEA in women. And let me tell you, she's in her 80s and published a book a year ago. So just give you an idea. That's why I'm a hormone expert, because my patients demanded answers and, didn't settle for, well, I can't give you estrogen. I can't, treat you with anything, or just power through it. I'm sorry, this is the best it's going to get. That's not acceptable, right? It's not acceptable for me. It's not acceptable for you. If it was, then I'd still, I'd still be well over 240 pounds and infertile. And well, now that I'm 53, let's not talk about that. All right. So here we go. I hope that answered your question. Please let me know. And I appreciate you sharing with me, Carol. So let's see here. Oh, yeah. Jean is talking about PPR cream. She says, I cannot stand being off for 3 to 5 days. Sunday's my break day. Awesome. Eva Marie said, thank you. Debbie, you are welcome. Let's see where I am here. Okay, great. Belinda, my dear client friend, how are you? Belinda said, for immune health, can you tell us proper optimum levels of vitamin A, D3, and K2 that we need to take? And should we take them with or without food? Belinda, at dranna.com, on my blog, I have immunity, boosting your immunity with the coronavirus. So I've written about a couple times my protocol. So how much vitamin D3, K2. So I use in my store, we have Pura D3, K2 formulation, and the Pura D3K2 that we do to get up to a healthy level is 10,000 IUs per day. Now you could just do that 3 times a week. What you really need to know is your vitamin D3K2 level. If we're just coming out of winter, they typically are low. And, this is something that we really want to do, and to boost our vitamin D3K2 level. Now, early on, one of my lives, I'm not sure which one right now, but one of my lives I did with Dr. Anjali Akey, we talked about our immune building strategy, including some doses. For me, with vitamin A, I take my Vita hair and nail formula because it has vitamin A, zinc, and other micronutrients in it that really help. That combination is good. Plus, because I lose hair with stress, so my Vita Skin and Eyes and Nails and Hair formula has really nice doses of vitamin A and zinc, which is to boost our immune system. And then again, that video I did, also the blog on my website, but the video I did with Dr. Akey was a great one too, to take another listen to. Thank you. Thank you. Lisa Carnahan, how are you? So, hi, Dr. Quebec. I just got my stuff today and excited to try this way of life. I'm excited for you, Lisa. So I'm postmenopausal, 57 years old, and I do use bioidentical progesterone. Is there an age limit to it? I see a functional medicine doctor, but had to cancel my visit because of COVID. I put on so much weight and I'm very frustrated. I hear you, Lisa. So bioidentical progesterone, are you taking that orally or transdermally? And I plan to use it for the rest of my life transdermally. And so, I think that's just something to consider. It is neuroprotective. It is a really powerful neuroprotective hormone. And we'll definitely talk more about progesterone in the future. So, and regarding the weight, the Keto-Green way is really going to help you. So I'm looking forward to be working with you in our Keto-Green 16 challenge, Lisa. That's going to help, because becoming more insulin sensitive. Also remember that cortisol is going to increase glucose and going to increase weight gain. So start checking urine pH, get alkaline, work on those micronutrients, and we'll work on that intermittent fasting together and see some fabulous results. Catherine said, what test do you recommend for determining food sensitivities? We pursue FODMAP diet for about 5 weeks, which became hard to sustain without significant results. Daughter assumes she's gluten sensitive, but after 4 years continues to suffer bloating, pain, and sometimes constipation and insomnia under sleeping. She has boosted water and electrolyte intake, added folic acid. Okay, so one thing, folic acid, we want methylated folate, not straight folic acid. So there's a lot of papers that looked at that. So if you look at the ingredients in my supplements, that's why they're gold standard. They're a methylated folate formulation or a folinic acid, different and better and safer than regular folic acid. So it's important. Probiotic and D3. Make sure D3 with K2. Per your advice a few minutes ago. Thank you. I will ask her to and the rest of it didn't come through, Catherine, so I lose you at I will ask her to. So let me know. You can just post the rest of that question. But in general, I just say that, get her doing Keto-Green with you. It is a really balanced approach, and to work with the intermittent fasting and really grain free food sensitivities. To answer your question, the ALCAT test, ALCAT, ALCAT testing is one of my go-to for food sensitivities. And I have a list in my book, The Hormone Fix, of testing labs that I use, but ALCAT is one of them. Biome testing, and if you go to Biome, Biome /Dr. Anna, you can do. There's the link for stool testing for also food sensitivities, and that's been helpful for many of my clients as well. So the ALCAT testing and the Viome, Viome /Dr. Anna, DRANNA testing. So those are a couple good options for you for testing, Catherine. Let me know how she does. Catherine, Kelly says, what are your thoughts on vaginal hormone cream estradiol? So I think if you are using it, that's great. Now, that's one of the reasons I created Julva anti-aging cream for the vulva. And actually for you guys, for the first time users, there is this link. Oh, no, that's not. Okay, hold on. That's not it. Let's see. Retract that. Let me see. I think it's, hold on. I will tell you to get the free trial of Julva. So much fonder of the pro hormone. Oh yeah, Julva trial, dranna.com, Julva trial. Here we go. So here's the link to try that for just the cost of a minimal cost of shipping. Julva trial, and any Julva users here will tell you how much they love it. So you can still use your estradiol cream, but definitely try Julva. You don't have to insert it, and it works really, really well. And that is to increase rugation, increase sensation, decrease those accidental urinary leaks. And again, always say, want to keep exercising our pelvic floor to strengthen muscles. So the right way to do pelvic floor exercises, all of that will help. Carol says, thank you very much. I will talk to my gynecologist. So appreciate you. Please let me know, Carol, how that goes. And Marjorie said, what's the difference between Julva and Reverie suppositories? Well, one thing right off the bat is Julva is topical. It doesn't have to go inside. And I am not familiar with Reverie suppositories. So one thing with Julva, another thing with Julva, it's a clean ingredients, not toxic, doesn't have to be inserted, and is completely free of estrogen disruptors, completely estrogen free, and it has a combination of ingredients proven to work topically. So we see all of these benefits with Julva. Definitely look, we have over 1,000 testimonials for that. So Jean says, thank you. Day 29 with Ellie on immune health. Yes, that was fabulous too. So with Dr. Ellie Campbell on immune health for recommendations, back to Belinda's question, and also Dr. Angeli Akey. Thank you, Jean. And sometimes I lose track on my numbers. I have to go back in and renumber. Transdermally for progesterone. That is definitely the safest way, Lisa. I'm a big fan. So let's see. And here's the way to get that free trial, dranna.com /Julva trial for first time users. Yes. And Suzanne said, was this recorded? Want to see it too? All my lives are here and on YouTube. So, you guys, please continue to do me the favor of tagging your friends, sharing it from the Dr. Anna C main page or from YouTube, and sharing it with your audience. Please leave us reviews. And you guys are fans of my podcast. I'm almost at 100 reviews on the Girlfriend Doctor podcast, the newly released Girlfriend Doctor podcast. So I want to just help me get up to 100 reviews anywhere you listen, but certainly on iTunes. Belinda is a fan. Yes, she's a fan. We have had many conversations. Mavi says, hey, Mavi, good to see you. A question I should know but can't find the post. What is the difference between keto alkaline and Keto-Green powder? Which and when to use? So the Keto-Green powder, both of them are 0 grams of sugar and slightly different ingredients. Keto-Green has MCT oil and has a lower carb count and is also slightly chocolate flavored. So a slightly different blend, but both of them are alkalinizing. Both of them have high quality protein, vegan protein. Keto-Green, I also incorporated more nuts and seed protein, such as pumpkin seeds, um, watermelon seeds, just to add the additional nutrients from seeds for hormone balance. So we switch things up just a little bit. Both are really good. And you just see which one you like or prefer better. I switch them up every once in a while. So sometimes I go through Keto-Green and then I go through keto alkaline. So great question, Mavi. Um, Kelly said, good to know. I wasn't sure if they work the same. Very welcome. Mobby said, have you mentioned when you're going to do the Keto-Green program yet? I know you'll wait until everyone gets the book. Just curious. Well, that is a great question. So what Mobby's talking about is when my book, Keto-Green 16, comes out, and I'm going to put the banner. So if you guys have not gotten your pre-order bonuses for Keto-Green 16, you absolutely must get your bonuses for Keto-Green 16 because they are fabulous. So here it's coming out. There's the link, dranna.com/keto-green. Thank you guys for being here. And with it, the bonuses, like I love these bonuses, your food roadmap, easy, beautiful, because I'm a visual learner. And so having these visual guides too, so you can get started, quick start guide, which has this beautiful like day in the life of getting Keto-Green 16 daily checklist to help you along your way, a 3-day meal plan. And I would show you the feast recipe book, but let me tell you, the feast recipe book is in my kitchen because we're making the chocolate pudding today. So, and just really beautiful recipes to get started on while you are waiting for the book. So in order to do that, you go to this link and put in your receipt number. I am encouraging you to support your local booksellers so that they can get the business, and certainly, and always available on Amazon with Audible and Kindle. And I read the book too, Keto-Green. I mean, that's my voice speaking to you in Audible. One of the most challenging things I've ever done, but so worthwhile, I think. So my clients really like that. So you can get it in Kindle and Audible too. All of them are released, hard copy, Kindle and Audible, May 5th. All are released May 5th. So really, really thankful that we are on schedule. And then we will be doing some group programs. And my team has been in charge of that so that I can focus on my interviews and my daily chats with you guys. So I have no idea what the plan is. I do. We're going to be doing in private group, we'll be doing Keto-Green coaching, and we'll be running 16-day programs based on the 16-day plan in the book, and have some great challenges and fun and healthy community and accountability to keep us on task during Keto-Green 16. So I'm excited about that. Thank you. Thanks, Mavi, for asking. Catherine said the rest of my cue was, we'll try to get my daughter to use keto alkaline shake 72 hours, I think you said, and asked if you have additional suggestions. Thanks for the 2 test suggestions. You're very welcome, Catherine. And I think that will make a difference. I would also have her, she's college age, have her read the Hormone Fix. There's aha moments there. We really need to get to the underlying issue of what's happening and heal our gut for sure. Edie said, any ideas when Mighty Maca will be back in stock? So Mighty Maca, my superfood in a can, a healing journey in a can. We have been on back order for a couple months now for the canister. We've just held some for our VIPs, and now we're out for our VIPs as well. We are getting it the first or second week in May. It's back in stock, first or second week in May. So I am as excited as you. But right now, you can get the single packs, the 15 pack of singles. If you have any issues, just email my team. But the single packs are available. And so, so good. So thank you. Mavi said, great. Cheryl said, I would love for you to do a book signing at Changing Hands Bookstore in Tempe, Arizona, when you're in Arizona. When I come to Arizona, Cheryl, I will definitely let you know. I will definitely let you know. So I want to thank you guys for joining me in my daily lives. I planned to take the weekend off and join you again for lives on Monday, but it turns out I will be doing a live stream cooking demonstration at one of our local restaurants called it is the Olive Oil Restaurant in Redfern Village on St. Simon's Island. And I'll be doing that tomorrow at 3 p.m. So be sure to tune in for us. And I thank you guys for being here and sharing this message. And remember, listen to my Girlfriend Doctor podcast, some great podcasts coming up, as well as just release some amazing podcasts, and leave those reviews for me. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.